Hi, I'm Barry Sahasian, and we're working on double chromatic approaches. Let me show you the first example, then I'll lay it out for you. Okay, what I'm doing is I'm playing on a G7th chord, and I'm playing a double chromatic approach from the 7th, that would be the F to G. Then I go up an octave and I do the same thing with a double chromatic approach. And there's a little line I use in between to connect them. So it goes like this. And then I put the next double chromatic approach after that. So actually there's three parts to this line. First of all, you play a double chromatic approach root, and then to the 7th with a double chromatic approach back. Then we play a line in the middle of it, and it goes to 5 to flat 7, and back to the 5. Then we put the second chromatic approach in. First part, second part, and third part. On this example, we have a couple of things going on, but basically it's the same type of example, and it blends great with the first example. So what we did first off is I did a double chromatic approach going down from the octave. And then next, the second double chromatic approach goes up to the 3rd from the 2nd degree. The root, the 2nd degree, going up chromatically to the 3rd with a double chromatic approach. And I'm using an open note, and I don't really like to use open notes, but I think it will be too much work if I fretted them all. But if I do it in another key, it might work a little better, and I'm going to show you that in another key as well. I don't think you should be restricted to using an open note. Most players would probably just play it in G because the open note is there. So I'm going to play it two ways, with the open note in G, and then I'm going to play it in two positions so you can move it all over the neck. So if you're going to take this lick and move it out of a position without that open note, I'll show you how it is easily done, and it really makes a lot of sense. You're kind of shifting from two positions. That's the first time, first position. And see how I moved over two positions down, and I could play the double chromatic approach without that open note there, which makes a lot of sense. And the last part. So now you have this shape, you can move it almost anywhere, you know. It's only on 3 strings, so. That's in F, yeah, try it in D. Okay, this is number C. The first measure is identical to what happened in the first measure of A. Then we play something similar, just 5th to the flat 7. And then we play a double chromatic approach. This time, the second double chromatic approach is going to the 5th. The whole idea is to change the line so it doesn't get monotonous or too repetitive sounding, but to also be different at the same time, and improvised, sort of. I have three different double chromatic approaches. The first one goes, that would be going from the root down to the flat 7, back to the root again with your first double chromatic approach. Then we go up and we play, then we go up to the octave and play a double chromatic approach down to the 7th. And the last one is going from the 5th to the 7th and a double chromatic approach back up to the octave. That's all for this video. I hope you enjoyed it and got something out of it. I'd like to point out that I am teaching privately virtual lessons, and I will leave information if you're interested. Learning from a teacher is the best way, because you have a teacher who observes what you're doing, can help you get in the right direction and accelerate your learning process. Also, so I ask that you come back again sometime. Please subscribe, like, comment, and thank you again for stopping by.